There is a bird so rare that it only comes through here once a year. So I'm going from park to park until I find it, so that I can take a photo of it with this lens. Even if that means sleeping in my car in the cold night with no heat. However, I'm not allowed to take any photos with this lens until I take 10 photos of other animals in the wild with this lens. And when I go home, the best photo will earn its place on my photo wall of fame. So I packed my bags and hit the road. We just got here and we ran into a couple of photographers on the trail. They told us they didn't see anything at all today, but that's not going to stop us from trying to get some good photos. I'm glad we didn't listen to those photographers because they were very wrong. We had only been on the trail for a few minutes when I already saw this glorious praying mantis. Oh, that is cool. Check it out, he's looking at us. I think there's a big turtle over there. Let's see what we've got. So if I zoom in on here, no, I think it's just mud. It wasn't a turtle. My bad. One of the things I really love about wildlife photography is that you don't have to be a professional and you don't have to have the best gear. You just go out into nature, see what you can get a photo of, and have fun doing it. There's a great blue heron over there. I really wish I had the big lens right now because it looks like it's an awesome setup, but we're gonna go get a little closer and see what we can do with this one still. The photographer next to me gave me a really weird look for using the small lens on a bird so far away. But I am a man of honor and I had to stay true to my challenge. So you can see here, he's hanging out in there. But that's the best I can do with this lens. Now, I've photographed many frogs before, but I had never seen a tree frog quite as cool as this before. Earlier in the day, I ran into an old photographer that said he didn't even bother taking photos of these frogs anymore unless they were doing something notable. But that wasn't going to stop me, because it made me happy. So there's a really cool looking bird up there, but I can't get to it with my little lens. You see him go? Just flew off that way. I only need to find 4 more animal photos with the manual focus macro lens before I can start using the autofocus lens with much longer reach, which is going to let us get to that goal of actually photographing one of the raptors here today. I saw some circling around, but they were so far away, there's no way I could have gotten anything decent with this lens. So we just have to keep grinding on the smaller animals and see what we can get. Sometimes you get lucky and somebody else finds the birds for you. In this instance, I was walking through the forest and they pointed out this woodpecker up in the tree to me. The stump, he just stick his head out. Did you see it? So I just got a photo of a woodpecker with this lens, and it would have been so much better if I could have used the other lens to get so much closer to this guy. See the spider over here? I'm gonna try to get as good a photo as I can with this guy. Almost looks like he's on the water, but really it's up and down like that, and that's the web. I think we found a frog here. Not sure where he is though. Oh, I see him there now, yeah. He's putting his head out. All right, let's see what we can do. This is gonna be a really interesting one. think that looks really cool, right? Now that I got my 10 pictures, I didn't want to wait to see what they looked like. So I found a place to plug in my printer and let it print out the best ones. Not all of them looked good enough, so I only printed these 5. I wasn't fully convinced that bringing the printer with me in the car was the right choice because it took up so much space. But actually being able to see my photos I took that day without waiting was a really cool experience. I think I'm going to keep trying to do it in my future videos, as long as it doesn't get too cold at night and freeze the ink in the printer. This frog was my favorite. Because I still hadn't gotten any raptor photos, sleeping in my bed at home was not an option. So I unfolded my sleep night mattress, pulled out my thick comfy blanket, and got the back of the car all set up for car camping. I decided to use fishing line and sewing clips, things every photographer keeps in their back pocket, to put the best photos up in the car. This creates a mini photo gallery of animals to watch me sleep safe and sound. Once the car was all rigged up, I drove through the dark to find the perfect secluded campsite.
So today was a huge success. I didn't think we'd be able to hit our goal of photographing 10 different animals, but we were able to do it and unlock the better lens for tomorrow morning with the raptors. That means tomorrow morning when we go out during golden hour, I'll be able to use the bigger lens that can zoom in much further and get me good photos of the raptors if they show up for golden hour. I'm really hoping we can complete the second part of the challenge tomorrow, but we'll just have to see if the raptors show up. We've got the glow sticks here tonight, which also double as flashlights, which also double as whistles. So we're super excited about the whole tray of these we got from Costco, and it really gives us a good mood for the lighting. What I really like about this, and yes, this is the glow stick light, we were able to get the entire web in focus with the spider on this one. So here's the tree frog. I think he might be my favorite. I put the mantis in the middle because I wanted to split up the frogs, but I love how he's looking at you with those eyes. And this frog I really like because he's half in the water, out of focus, and half out of the water with his eyes in focus. And I don't know how in the world we actually saw this guy at the end because he was so well camouflaged. And I really like this guy because we really nailed the focus. You can see how it's so blurry on both ends and he's the only thing in focus. And then his really long antenna going up is out of focus and still in the photo. We just woke up and we're on a bit of a time crunch here because golden hour is coming real soon after sunrise. And it's 57 degrees out. It's like 6:20 in the morning and we got to get on the road and get back to the park from our campsite so that we can get all the photos of the raptors this morning. Hopefully we can find one. I really hope we can, but we'll just have to wait and see. So for this part of the challenge, I'm able to use the big lens now. And we're out here this morning and sunrise just happened, so we're in golden hour. So we're gonna try to get out quickly to where the raptors are in the water and hopefully get some good footage.
There weren't any raptors out yet, but we did find this. I caught this great blue heron fishing from the shore, but now it's time to keep searching for the kestrel. Unfortunately, the kestrels didn't come out during golden hour, so we decided to head up to the river where we hope to have better luck. Brace yourself, y'all. Something crazy's about to happen. I've now been out for 2 days. I've slept in my car, and I thought I finally saw a kestrel. And after all that, it was just another great blue heron. And this one wasn't even eating a fish.
Now we're gonna go down to the observation point further down and hopefully we'll find something there.
After walking for hours down by the river, I finally came across a group of birds whispering to each other. So, of course, I had to flutter on over and see what they were chirping about. They said they saw a bird across the water. But what kind of bird? Could it be a kestrel? Yes, it is a kestrel! I frantically took several photos of the kestrel in order to complete the challenge.
Still pretty far away.
While I technically did complete it, the photo of the kestrel was not as impressive as I had hoped because I was so far away from it.
I'm not sure yet.
Subscribe because I'm not giving up, and in a future video, I will find these kestrels. Now that I completed the challenge, there's only one thing left to do. Pull out my sewing clips and fishing line and add my first photo to my photo wall of fame. But which one will I pick?